Hi guys, Keith H, POW, or as a lot of people seem to be calling me now, Keith Pow. Today it's an in the field video review of the Hexagon Productions PPSH 1941, which was widely issued to Russian battalions, infantry divisions on the Eastern Front, and was also favoured by the Germans, who'd been greatly impressed by this, to the extent that when they captured them, they produced manuals in their own language so that troops capturing this could actually operate it and care for it in the field. So the weapon itself, the airsoft version, is a direct copy of the real steel PPSH, as it was nicknamed, and it's actually using the exact same manufacturing processes as the real steel weapon. So it hasn't come in a horrible matte black colour. The steel itself is pressed and blued at the time of manufacture, so you don't need to customise it yourself doing that. And the rear wood stock is a nice dark grain wood, unlike the early batch of these that came out that was a horrible lighter colour than this, and it just didn't look good. The darker stock is much more realistic and it looks far better. Save you again from having to customise it yourself. Now the stock actually takes the battery, and in here you're looking at enough room really for an 8.4 volt battery, and the rate of fire off of that's pretty good. Don't really need any more than that anyway. Going on from the battery compartment to the internals of the weapon, and to access the internals of the weapon it's just really a case of pushing this part forward and it opens up the whole top receiver, and you can gain access to your motor, your piston, the air valves, the feed tube for the magazine itself, and you've also got access to the hop unit and the barrel. The barrel being a Jingong G36C barrel, so it's very very short, but the range on this is actually phenomenal, so don't let a short barrel put you off. So it's very easy to actually access the full barrel and give it a good clean, as well as upgrading your hop unit if you want to do that. But out of the box, this particular weapon has not had any modifications and it's performing fantastically. When we're closing this again, we just make sure that we push the hop forward so it doesn't interfere with the mechanics at the rear of the gun. So again, just be careful with it. You don't want to be hashy at all with your airsoft guns. Treat them nice and they'll be nice to you. And that's it. That's how easy it is to actually access the gun. Took a bit longer than normal because it's very cold here and my fingers now getting very very numb. So good internals. We're looking at a version 7 M14 gearbox. I mentioned the barrel already. It's got a range in excess of 50 to 60 metres out of the box with no modifications. Fantastic. And it's the G36 hop up that's in here, which is accessed very easily by sliding this forward, and you can access the hop in here, which is just a very simple G36 hop unit. Very easy to operate, and out of the box, as I said, absolutely no modifications, straight as a die for at least about 50 to 60 metres, and that's just using standard iron sights. This being a World War II submachine gun, you're not going to be interested in pimping it out with scopes and red dots and all the rest of it. Don't see the point of doing that. Now then, in terms of ammunition, we've got a drum mag. There are rumoured to be stick mags coming out for this, but I've not seen any evidence of that yet for the Hexagon Productions model. The Ares model does have stick mags, and I know the common question is going to be, are they compatible? To be honest, I don't know. I've not seen any evidence for that on the internet or here at Players of War Airsoft. So the drum mag that comes with it as standard, you're looking at roughly about 500 rounds of BBs in there, and you could do a very simple modification on the internals of that to increase your BB capacity inside. You're looking at roughly the centre of the mag there. That's all the storage that you've got for BBs. So a very simple modification, you could literally double the storage that you've got in there. And it'd be nice to see some stick mags coming out for this, in truth. It would make the gun a little bit more ergonomically comfortable to hold, rather than having to hold away back here behind the drum mag or in front of it, which is a little bit more uncomfortable. It's not the best gun for holding in a shooting position for a long time, just purely because of this big bulbous box mag in the middle. But you're not going to be holding it forever. It's only for a day's airsofting, and it's a fantastic weapon. So I've already mentioned that it can fire roughly about 50 to 60 metres, and to be honest, it's going a lot further than that. The BBs are just going straight off into the distance and I'm losing sight of them, so it's got a greater range than 50-60 metres, and you're looking at an average FPS of about 330 to 350, which is within the UK sight limits, and it's all you really need. If you're going for an airsoft gun, a submachine gun like this, and you're wanting FPS in excess of that, it really doesn't make any difference. It's just bragging rights at the end of the day. It doesn't improve the gun's performance. The best flight trajectory for a BB, a lot of studies are showing that it's roughly around about the 300 to 330 mark. Anything above that, and it can actually diminish the overall flight path of the gun. So these AEGs, roughly about 330 FPS, are ideal, and the performance in the field today would definitely back that up. Now then, in terms of bad points of this weapon, I really can't give you any. Totally thrilled with this. It's not a gun that was supplied purely for review, it's a gun that I've bought myself for the World War II skirmishing here at POW, and I'm glad I've bought it. Far better than the AGM MP40 and the MP44. This now is definitely the best World War II gun that I've ever owned, and I'm going to keep hold of it. It's a firm favourite now. I know I'm always going on about the L85 that I've got being a great bullpup weapon, really impressed with the range on it, but this is actually outranging that L85. So if you want a fantastic World War II weapon, I would really strongly recommend this weapon here, the Hexagon Productions PPSH41, or Papa Shah as it was commonly called. Any questions, guys? Use the comments field below. If it's anything urgent, you can also PM me. There'll be links below to the site that actually bought the weapon, Airsoftworld in Scotland. At the time of making this weapon, there's none currently in stock, but it's not to say they won't get any more in, and this cost me approximately £280 UK sterling. So there you go, you know where to buy the gun, you know how much it cost, and there are other sites worldwide that you can buy this. Highly recommended, guys. Thanks again for watching.